Hey guys, I want to talk about something that is just near and dear on my heart today, and that is self-image. Especially if you're someone trying to change your body for whatever reason I'm talking about. If you're trying to look different via plastic surgery, or if you're trying to maintain your weight or get to a different weight, or that's up or down, if you want to gain weight or lose weight. Muscle wise, if you want to build muscle, if you want to lose muscle, if you're a woman and you want to be more lean. Your body image is so important in how you view yourself. You don't realize, I don't realize how much that inner voice inside me matters. I know for a fact if I'm mean to myself, guess what? I'm going to be mean. Okay, I might not be mean to someone at work or, my kids or my boyfriend or my family, but that meanness inside, it almost is like this huge ball of just tangled yarn, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And once those voices get to you, I'm not talking about hearing voices. However, if you do hear voices, well, that's okay. You're not alone. I'm not one of them, but there are people, and you shouldn't feel any type of way. But I'm talking about the voices in your head that guides you. There's an Eminem song, which I love Eminem. There's an Eminem song that talks about, he says, I bully myself, to get better. And I think, for me personally, I do bully myself in that same type of way to try to be better and keep me, where I need to be. But your self-image and your view of yourself, if it's always negative, your mindset is going to be negative. And that can take a toll on you, whether you're a generally happy person or a pessimistic person or what have you. That will eventually take a toll on you. It did for me. I know from firsthand just how awful it was to deal with, this voice always saying, well, you're not good enough, or you didn't do this right. Why can't you budget money? Why can't you save, items that you buy from the store? Why can't you save them? Why don't you have your house cleaner? Why don't you have your car cleaner? Why can't you go and make friends? Why can't you shop better? There's always this why can't? Instead of, good job. That was a good conversation. You did good today. You had a hard day, but you did good. There's the self-talk that you have in your head. It makes a world of difference. It makes your day, it determines the outcome of your day. So if you have that negative, just Debbie Downer type of personality, sorry Debbie, whoever you are, wherever you are, sorry Debbie. If you have that just constant terrible voice in the back of your head, well, guess what? How do you think other people are going to view you? Because eventually, after it bottles up and becomes this twisted yarn, it eventually moves its way up throughout your body, wherever you have that bottled up, and it comes out your mouth. And it may not be to someone else about them. It might just be like, oh, I'm terrible at this. Oh, I suck at that. I just can't do anything right, And I just, for my own sake and for the sake of my children, because I hope my children will listen to me, if anything else. If I'm only making these videos for my daughter and my son to see, well, great. That's perfect for me. I want them to know, and I want you to know, and I want myself to know if we start talking positively to ourselves and have that positive voice in our head, even if we had the most terrible day, we did not treat people right, we, got mad, if we just say in the back of our head, you know what? Had a bad day. You were rude to that person. Did you apologize? Yes, you did. Good job for apologizing. Good job for checking yourself. Did you take a deep breath today? Are you okay? If we have that check-in with ourselves, maybe not so many of us would have to go to therapy, because I was one of those people in therapy for a long time. And unfortunately, therapy did not work for me. It really just depends on, who you have as a therapist, but it depends on how much work you're willing to put into yourself too. So that's a whole different other topic. The bottom line is, try to be nice to yourself. Try to remember that you're only a person, and you're only one person. Yes, you may have kids. Yes, you might have friends. Yes, you might have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or yes, you might have responsibilities that are just so over your head that you feel like you have to be so negative or be so, mad. Just remember that whatever you do in your life, you are the only one responsible for you. I have to remind myself that, and I'm going to remind my kids of that, and I hope you remind yourself. Because if you can control your emotions, and you can congratulate yourself for controlling your emotions, even the small things, I would say you're doing pretty well. It doesn't have to come from a religious standpoint. It doesn't even have to come from a respectful standpoint. As long as you are in your head telling yourself, good job for doing something today. Good job. If you can just change one thought, change one mindset, I'm proud of you. You did something. And yeah, maybe it's small. Maybe it doesn't seem like a lot. But if you keep telling yourself, good job, I'm proud of you, you got this, you're going to be okay, eventually everything will fall into place. Even if you don't feel like it will, there are better and brighter times ahead. There's a better and brighter future ahead for you. And I can't say speaking from experience, because I don't know what you're going through, but I know what I've been through. And in the words of someone that I recently reconnected with, family member, keep going. Just keep going. Even if you feel like you don't want to, keep going. Because if your mental health is not okay, for one, you should not be ashamed of yourself. You should not feel negative towards yourself. You should not feel like, your whole world is going to implode, because I know sometimes it can feel like that, especially with manic depression, which is what I have been diagnosed with. And I was diagnosed actually at a very young age, 18. I say young, I'm about to be 30. That was very young for me. It changed my whole life. It changed how I viewed myself, and that negative voice took over my positive voice, and it slowly just wreaked havoc. And now I suffer from panic attacks because I don't know how to handle my emotions, because I always felt inferior to everyone else because I have a disease. Guess what? It's a disease. It's something that I live with every day. It's not something that can be cured overnight. Yes, there's medication for it. Yes, I take medication for it every day. But the medication can only do so much. You should always give yourself some slack, because you did not choose to have, I'm talking to myself here, Jessica, you did not choose to have this disease. And no matter how your family makes you feel, how your friends make you feel, no matter if they're down your throat, are you taking your medicine today? Did you do this? Are you manic? Are you depressed? Are you this? Are you that? Remember that those people, yes, they may care for you, but do you care for you? If it satisfies them to check on you, do them the pleasure of exiting. You don't have to tell everyone everything. You don't have to go out and be this perfect person, because guess what? Perfection does not exist. Self-image is real. Mental illness is real. Just because you have a mental illness does not make you less of a person. It does not make you less of a human being. And it does not disable you. I'm talking about the people that, if you have disability for mental illness, which, just be real with y'all, I have had short-term disability for mental illness when I was around 18 and 19, because it was literally, I could not function. And partly it was the medication that they put you on. Oh my gosh. It's so strong. Your body actually needs a lot of time to get used to that medication. And in some cases, your body cannot handle that type of medication. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, count your blessings, because at least you didn't have to go through that. If you're having trouble, I'm no doctor. I'm not even in the medical field. We're good. Dunkin' Donuts, honey. But if you're having trouble, definitely try to talk to someone. If you don't trust a doctor, if you don't trust the hospital, if you don't trust a mental professional because you're afraid they'll lock you up, put you in the mental institution, try to talk to someone who you do trust, like your parents or siblings or cousins or a close friend that you know won't talk about you behind your back. If you don't have any of those people, I understand. I have been there where I didn't have nobody. I would say go outside. If you're in town, go into a store, even if you don't buy anything, and just have a conversation, whether it be, hi, hello, how are you, or, how's the weather? What do you think about the weather? Or, speak to someone just in a pleasant way, and you might feel better. You might. You may not. For me, that was a really hard thing to do, because not only do I have panic attacks, I also have social anxiety. So it was a little difficult, but slowly and surely, especially with working now, which I had been out of work for a little bit due to personal problems that I've had, personal health reasons, postpartum depression. Let's just be real. Postpartum depression. I have a child who's young. Go speak to someone. It does not have to be anyone that you know. If you don't have anyone, like I said, maybe smile. If you don't want to speak, just smile. They might smile back. We're all just human at the end of the day. I know we all have, things we gotta do, places we gotta be, people we have to see, but, a good saying that I always come back to and try to remember is, it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't, and it is what it's gonna be. It is what it is, it ain't what it ain't, and it is what's gonna be. So, if you're having trouble, just remember, try to stick by that. And remember to love yourself and be easy on yourself. Be kind to yourself, because you're only one person. You can only take care of you. Yes, you may take care of other people too, but self-preservation and self-love is vital to your nervous system, your mental health, your physical health. If anything, just try to do something that makes you happy. And remember that you're definitely not alone. I'm right there with you. Yeah. I guess that's my cue to go. But yeah, stay safe. Smile at someone today. And if someone smiles at you, try to smile back. Anyways, you got this.